Okay, if you clicked on this video, you are here because you want to know everything there is to know about ingrown hairs, and I have gotcha. I am a licensed esthetician and a wax specialist, and I have been doing this for about 8-9 years now. So let's hop right into it. If you see me looking down, by the way, I have notes here, so we could get anything and everything just out, unless you know, okay? So I'm going to start off by explaining the different types of ingrowns that you may see. So a lot of times you can see ingrowns that look like small blackheads, and then you can see, most people will see the ingrowns that come up as like a bump. And then there's also ingrowns that just grow underneath your skin. So it looks like you can get the hair with like a tweezer or something, but you go and try to tweeze it and you can't get it because it's underneath the skin. So you can see it there, but you can't touch it. Now, let's talk about the main culprit of ingrown hairs, which is going to be shaving. I feel like we all learn this at a pretty young age. We start shaving and then all of a sudden these bumps are coming up and we're like, what the heck, right? Naring is also going to be the same thing as shaving. So essentially naring and shaving are the same thing. Shaving is just the manual version. Naring is going to be the chemical version. You will still see more ingrowns with shaving than you will with naring, but it's essentially the same thing. Now, what happens when you're shaving? A lot of us, we want to get the smoothest feeling skin. And let me tell you, girl, if you're trying to get smooth skin, like, switch over to waxing if you're shaving, okay? Let's be real. But when we're shaving, what we do is we pull the skin as tight as possible and we shave as close to the root as possible. And what happens is you essentially push that hair into the skin, and if the hair has a really tough time breaking back through the skin, it will just grow underneath the skin. What happens when the hair is growing underneath the skin is your body sends these signals like, oh shoot, there's this foreign object growing inside, and so it reacts to it. So the reaction generally comes up as a bump, which we call an ingrown hair. So that is going to be the main reasoning behind why you're getting ingrown hairs when you're shaving. But another reason that you could be getting ingrown hairs is going to be because of poor skincare. Now, this is something that we talk about in the industry all the time. So many people don't understand what products they need to be using, and girl, that's a whole nother video. Or guy, it's a whole nother video. What happens is a lot of people are using soaps that strip your skin, or they're not exfoliating, or they're not moisturizing. A lot of people, especially when we do like the Brazilian area, they're like, wait, I can moisturize down there? Yes, you can moisturize. It still is skin. The thing that you don't want to do is start getting that lotion, further down into areas where you can't get it out. Basically, that is going to mess with your pH. But a lot of times the ingrown hairs aren't really even occurring on the actual labia. The ingrown hairs occur a lot of the times on the bikini line and the top part. I don't know what you call that. Anyways, a lot of times that is where the ingrown hair occurs, right? Yes, you definitely want to moisturize those areas. If you have dry skin, that is going to be one of the main reasons that you're going to get ingrown hair. So you need to make sure that you're taking care of that. But also, if you have oily skin, you can still be getting ingrown hairs, and you're most likely going to get those ingrown hairs in the form of those little blackheads that we talked about earlier. Now, with the blackheads, what happens is like you can extract them out, and then once they come out, a hair comes out of them. So that's what that is. We tell our clients all the time, you need to be exfoliating and moisturizing. Now, the exfoliating products that we offer in store are in the form of sugar scrubs. If the sugar scrub is not very abrasive, it is something that you could be using every day. And you want to make sure that the sugar scrub isn't stripping the oils in your skin. Now, the sugar scrubs that we have do have oils in them, so they do replenish your skin with some moisture, which is really great. So if you're short on time, you can always just use the scrub and you don't have to use an oil or a lotion, but we still recommend that you do because I mean, skincare, y'all, like, let's be pretty, you know what I'm saying? So if your ingrowns are appearing in the form of blackheads, you can almost guarantee, if your skin is not very oily, you can almost guarantee that you are using poor skincare. If you have oily skin, you need to use products that are going to combat oily skin. Now, a lot of people, a lot of times think just because there are oils in the product that it's going to make your skin even more oily, which is actually the reverse. So sometimes your skin is actually wanting the moisture, and so it's acting out by pushing out oils, trying to give your skin the moisture that it needs, and that's what's creating the oily skin. So if you're putting moisture back in, your skin won't then push the oil out. Hopefully that's making a little bit of sense. Now, let's say you're not shaving, you're using good skincare, and you're waxing. Still, you're getting ingrown hairs. Yes, this could happen. Now, when it comes to waxing, there are so many reasons that you could still be getting ingrown hairs. These reasons range from having a bad, not a bad waxer, but an inexperienced waxer, seeing multiple specialists. I see this happen a lot, and we'll go further into detail about that, or even just shaving in between your waxes. So, having an inexperienced waxer obviously is what I'm saying it is. You have a waxer that doesn't have a lot of experience, and they could be breaking your hairs, which is essentially just giving you a painful shave. But sometimes when people are breaking your hairs, that could also be due to poor skincare. So you know your body better than anybody else. You know what you do at home. So you kind of have to be your own esthetician every once in a while and figure out exactly why you think that your ingrown hairs are happening. You can always talk to your esthetician about it. And as you guys build a relationship, you can figure out exactly and pinpoint exactly where these ingrown hairs are coming from. Now, when it comes to seeing multiple specialists, so this is a big thing that people don't really understand. If you're jumping from different waxer to different waxer, and sometimes it's inevitable, your waxer goes out on maternity leave, or your waxer leaves the location or leaves the state or whatever, you have to find another waxer. But I'm talking about the people that are just looking for the next best deal, so they're going here one time and here one time, and maybe they're shaving in between their wax because they're waiting for another deal to pop up or something like that. If you are constantly seeing different people, regardless of if you're at the same location and the pattern is pretty much the same, naturally everyone pulls differently. Some people might pull in more of an angle, some people might pull faster, some people might pull slower. Like, your skin is experiencing all these different types of reactions, and it's like, whoa, slow down. I don't know which way you want the hairs to grow out, and yada yada. So a lot of times that could be one of the reasons you kind of need to stick with one person. And then obviously just like shaving in between waxes it's just not the vibe, okay? That's definitely going to give you, that is a sure and quick way to give you ingrown hairs. Just don't do it. Now, let's say I am not shaving, I have the best skincare, I am waxing, everything's good, I cannot figure out why I'm still getting ingrown hairs. There is one reason that you could still be getting an ingrown hair, and it is the crappiest reason in the world, and there is not a lot that you can do about it, and that is going to be genetics. Unfortunately, if you have curly hair, or your skin to hair, or how do I say it, like your skin to hair ratio, I don't know, it's weird, but like if you have thin skin and thick hair, sometimes that can cause some issues. It gets really hard for those hairs to break through the thin follicles that you have naturally from your skin. If you have a little curl at the end of your hairs, or your hair is very curly, like I said before, then that is going to cause ingrown hairs. And so instead of trying not to see any ingrown hairs, because that may be impossible, there are ways that you can decrease the amount of ingrown hairs, and that's all going to be, again, back to your skincare. So I always explain to everyone as far as exfoliating goes, what happens, especially when you're waxing. When you're waxing, your hairs thin out over time. So as the hairs get thinner, sometimes it gets harder for them to break through the skin, because just like we said before about with genetics, if you have thin skin and thick hair, it's hard for it to break through. Even the opposite, if you have thick skin and thin hair, it gets hard for it to break through. Once you start shaving or waxing or doing any of those things, it starts messing with how your hairs are going to grow back into your skin. When you start exfoliating, it removes any dead skin, and it helps just help that hair break through the skin. Now, a lot of people think that exfoliating is enough, and I think that one of the biggest things that people leave behind is moisturizing, and moisturizing is so important. Okay, so I explain it like this. If you were to shampoo your hair every single day, it's going to, and you never condition it, you never condition your hair, it's going to get brittle, it's going to break easily. So we pretty much wash our bodies every day, right? Which is we're washing the hairs every single day, kind of shampooing our hairs every day. And you're not going in and putting that moisture, which would be your conditioner, you're not going in and putting moisture on that hair is going to get brittle and it's going to break easy. So even if you go in to get a wax, they're just going to be breaking your hairs because your hairs are brittle, that the wax won't grab onto it and pull it all the way from the root. It's just going to break it in half, causing you just basically a painful shave, and you're just doing this for like no reason. So skincare is going to be the biggest way to help you with your ingrown issues. Now, I will do a whole nother video of all of the skincare products that we offer and kind of break down why they work so well. But I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up because it really supports my channel, and don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.